What is up, everybody? This is John Torrey. I'm so excited for you to be joining these spaces today. I am joined by Matthew Lillard and Bill Wordy to talk about Midnite Movie Club. I just got the chance to interview these guys to talk about their project. The article is live on 137pm.com right now. I'm really excited. I've been writing about projects for about 9 months now. Bill and Matthew are putting in the work, honest signal of intent to deliver on a really fun project. I think if any of you are interested in the filmmaking project, this is the perfect NFT project to dive into. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do some introductions. I want Bill and Matthew just to talk about their backgrounds. We're going to talk about how they met. We're going to talk about how they came up with the idea for the project. And then we're just going to go through all the goals and things that they're going to want to bring to this project. So with that, why don't we start with you, Bill, if you're on, if you want to just give us, a quick introduction and background.
Yes, good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, I suppose. I'm Bill Wordy. I'm a writer-director. Me and Matthew started the Midnite Movie Club, which is a decentralized movie studio where we're going to be focusing on making genre films. We just want to kind of bring back like fun movies again. I just feel like there was a long stretch where, a lot of people have flocked over to TV because it's becoming more creative, and movies are just kind of feeling more formulaic, and I don't know, there's not as fun anymore. So that was kind of the instigator behind the project. I'll let Matt introduce himself, and then we'll go into more of the specifics of what we're doing.
My name is Matthew Lillard. I missed the slow jams of before. I think we should just start every space with one of those slow jams. It makes me feel sexy on the inside.
There we go. Yeah!
Come on!
That's awesome.
My name is Matt Lillard. I'm super famous. I'm like huge. I'm not drunk. I sound like I'm drunk. I'm not.
Nice.
Good.
We got the soundboard. All right. We got the soundboard going.
I'm an actor. I've been in a bunch of movies. Most of them are terrible. Some of them are decent. So Bill and I met. I directed a movie called Fat Kid Rules the World. He and I became buddies. And he called me up on December 21st and said, dude, let's go have coffee. I want to talk to you about NFTs. I'm a huge fan and investor in crypto. And I was like, yeah, I don't get NFTs. He's like, well, we're going to go make a film studio based on them. And so we sat down and had coffee the next day. We launched 6 weeks ago now, and we're building the first decentralized movie studio. It's super fun, except for the fact that it's really hard. It's a grind. It's been a grind, sort of building it organically. But it's been really, really, really exciting. And every day, we're out there, we're engaged, we're telling people, we're sort of preaching what we're bringing and what we're doing. And our whole thing is utility, right? Our whole thing is like, what do we provide other people? And so it's just been a really sort of amazing experience so far.
Yeah, that's awesome, guys. And, I know I said this earlier, but this is one of many spaces that, you've been doing. I love the fact that you're in the rooms. You're in the Discord every single day interacting with your community. I always tell people to look for honest signals from, project founders that they're committed to this and that they demonstrate that interest. So I'm really impressed. And I just want to add something for Bill's intro. After this spaces, everybody should go watch the short film Prey. Less than 5 minutes. I promise you it's worth it. So you can get to understand his talent and the direction of this project. But guys, talk to me a little bit about, what are we going to do with this? You're talking about making movies. Could you talk a little bit about, the first project and just the process? Once we do the mint, you've got your holders. What happens next?
Yeah, so after we mint, basically, obviously we'll take some money out to cover the cost of the projects and stuff, and pay our team and whatnot. But the majority of the money is going into the community wallet, and that's what we're going to use to fund the films that we're going to make. And the way that's going to work, we have one project that's already set up that will go into production that we'll be shooting kind of at the end of spring, summertime. So that's going to be our first film. And what makes us unique, unlike, just saying, oh, why don't you just Kickstarter it? Why do you need NFTs? We're actually using the technology of NFTs and using a DAO to have the community make creative choices for the film. So the filmmakers will be able to put up a couple different choices, whether it's a casting choice where they're like, hey, these are 3 to 5 actors I'm thinking for this role. Like, who would you guys like to see in the movie, to wardrobe, like, here's a couple costume choices, music cues, all kinds of things that we can just offer the community to weigh in and tell us like what they would like to see and have them actually participate, versus just, like with Kickstarter, you donate some money, you get a t-shirt, and then you wait for the movie to come out. We want people to be there every step of the way. So we're going to be doing, live streams of like tours of the set. We're going to be posting behind the scenes photos and videos. We'll be doing AMAs with like the cast and some crew members. We just want people to have access to the full filmmaking process as much as possible. And the way it's going to work for future films, because again, we're not just trying to make one movie with this project, we're trying to be a movie studio. We want to keep this thing going. So future films, we're going to have the community actually vote and greenlight the film. So we'll have a handful of filmmakers come on. They'll do a little pitch video. We'll probably do like a live AMA so people can ask questions. They'll put up a sample of their script, a lookbook, maybe some of their directing work. And yeah, we're going to put it up for a DAO vote, and whatever movie the community wants to see and what they vote for, that's the movie that's going to get greenlit and funded through the community wallet. And what's great is that, unlike normal movies where you have, an investor and then the money's going back to the investor to pay back, we don't have that structure. We're doing kind of a different sort of waterfall, which is what it's called for the disbursement of revenue. It's actually going to go, the 50% back end points will still go to the filmmakers, but the other 50% will go back to the community wallet. So as the movies are successful and make money, that's going to like fund the community wallet to keep movies going, so we can continue to make fun, exciting indie drama movies. And then Matt, if you want to talk about like the community and the night school portion of it, I'll hand that off to you.
Yeah. So basically the other idea is that, look, our whole thing is like fellowship. Like, how do you bring people together in the creative space? The hardest thing to do is get from job to job, right? It's not the job that ends up killing an artist's journey. It's the time in between. And so our whole thing is like, can we, wherever you are in the world, create opportunities for people to connect based around one of these 3 things: NFT love, movie love, or making movies, right? And so our idea is that and it's all in our white paper, so all this is laid out. We're creating a thing that we call Night School, and within Night School, you'll be able to engage in sort of a learning process about the industry. Sorry, I'm doing 2 things at once. You get a chance to come in, and like we'll set up AMAs with industry professionals. We'll have writers get together and create writers' rooms so that people are working together as teams. We'll have I'll teach like acting classes. We'll have directors come in and sort of give master classes about what it is to direct, how to do a scene, like sort of breaking down the elements of the filmmaking process, so that wherever you are, whether you're in Egypt or in Iowa or in Southern California, if you want to learn and understand about the filmmaking process, we're going to provide the night school experience for you. Part of both Bill and I grew up in the Midwest. We both came to the industry. Neither of our parents are in the industry. And we found our way through. And it's those learning moments, it's those teaching moments that we think that if we can sort of explain how we did it and how other professionals did it, it will break down the barrier for letting people chase their dreams. So the idea is that, can we help create the next generation of filmmakers? Can we help raise them in our community? And bring them together to work together, to create together, and to be on the creative journey together.
Yeah, I love that. That resonated with me so much, just, when I interviewed, and I highly recommend that everybody check out the white paper, and we're going to go through some of the opportunities that you have, but I always hear Gary Vaynerchuk talk about how you need to taste things, because you might not know. There's probably people on this spaces right now where some aspect of filmmaking could be your future, but it seems really daunting. I know when I was younger, I thought maybe that's where I would go. But for me, moving out to LA and trying to make, that's not, viable. But this project gives you the opportunity to do that. And I love what Matt said about breaking down barriers. That's exactly what NFTs are about. And something that I really picked out from this is the ability to contribute remotely. So could you guys talk a little bit, I know that there's the ability to shadow directors, producers on set, the chance to be background extras. Could you guys talk a little bit about not only just voting, but the community being able to contribute music, things like that to some of these movies?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we want to give opportunity to everyone, no matter where you are in the world. So yes, we will have the opportunity for people who are local to whatever city we're filming a movie in to come on and work. And if they're interested in art department or sound, camera, whatever it is, we're going to try to place you and work with actual professionals. It'll help build up your resume and get you on-set experience, which is going to help you also make connections with other crew members and get brought onto other projects. Because that's just kind of how it works out here. It's like you kind of go in, you pay your dues, you work on a set, you meet friends, they pull you on to the next thing, and it just kind of snowballs from there. But yeah, for those people who don't have that local access, we want to be able to still offer them the ability to participate in the movie. So, for instance, if you're a graphic designer that lives in Australia, well, we have a lot of stuff in the movie that we have to like build out, like doing artwork and posters on the wall. Like all that stuff normally has to get cleared. So if you're using real posters or actual like shirts, all that stuff's copyrighted. So it costs money to put those in the movie. So a lot of times art departments will make their own stuff. That's why you see a lot of like fake movie posters. I'm sure if anyone watches Seinfeld, whenever they go to the movies, you're like, what are these movies they've made up? Well, we want to have like our graphic designers in our community be able to design stuff that will wind up in the film, whether it's like a band t-shirt that a character might be wearing or a movie poster on the wall. We want to have, musician people in our community be able to like offer up songs that could play like on the radio or in the background of scenes and stuff like that. We want to I think what we're talking about doing is taking some of the footage. We'll curate a little bit of footage that we can put on like a shared drive, and then people at home who are editors can also cut like fan trailers, like when the movie's getting ready to come out. So then now you are practicing your craft, but you're also getting it like seen by people, and then you also are building out your resume to show like what you're capable of doing. And all these things are hopefully going to help you build up a nice resume to get more work in the future.
It's also super fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
Yeah.
Like, here's the deal. Like if you come on our Discord, like we end up talking about movies all the time. I mean, and our whole thing is we create a creative community and build opportunities to engage with each other, right? Like film festivals, like within the community, film competitions within the community, writing competitions within the community, so that you're engaged, so that we're not all just floating out there in the ether, that you're connecting to things. And if you look, our whole thing is like, if you love movies, we are going to provide you the most access you will ever get to the filmmaking process. And that's our value proposition, right? Where our whole thing is art. NFT is cool. Bill draws the NFTs. I love our NFTs. They're great. But we're not here to pump and dump a badass NFT. We're here to grow a community and be here for a long time. And I think that that's sort of where we're different, I guess, than some other huge projects, right? I mean, it's not 100,000 person Discord. It's not what is it, invisible people or whatever. I mean, that thing's crazy. And it's going to blow up and it's going to be worth gazillions of dollars. And, but I don't know if you're going there to find somebody to talk about the latest, I don't know, movie. It's just a different proposition, I guess.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And just to remind everybody, because I hope some people are getting excited about this, the project, and keep me honest, guys, it's minting at the end of February for about $400, right?
Yeah.
And so another way to, again, like the way I think about it, and there's a lot of talk lately about how collectability kind of kicked off NFTs, but the next phase is going to be utility, and what utility can be brought that's independent of the prices of NFTs. What happens if the market goes down? You have this token and you get these different layers. You get to vote on different aspects of the movies that are being made. You get to be part of a night school so that you can learn different aspects of the filmmaking process. You get the chance to submit your work to be included in the movies. And then on top of all of that, I know Matt and Bill, you guys have talked about fostering this community, but you're also going to give the chance for the people in your Discord, if they make a fan trailer, there's going to be a platform for them to share their work and help encourage each other. And if you're working on projects, to make those connections. So I hope that really sticks with people, is that no matter what happens to the NFT market, these two have a lot of levers to pull to bring you value at $400. Think about how much a masterclass would cost to go through script writing and things like that. So again, just really exciting. But I'm curious, guys, like this is, you're putting a statement down. Like Matthew, I know you were joking about, hey, I'm really, really famous, but like people know who you are. I mean, could you talk about some of the initial challenges of going public about starting an NFT project?
Yeah, it's so funny because when we started this journey 5 weeks ago. Oh, by the way, I want to just go back. it's end of February or early March based on our ability to get our contract done by latency, which is the Sneaky Vamps guys.
Yeah,
They're crazy busy. They have all kinds of things dropping. I just want to we're super clear that we're never lying because will never be those people. So I just want to make sure people aren't like, wait a sec, you said end of February and it's March. So just to be clear.
They're swamped right now.
So look, I mean, in our world, as you sit around and dream, I'm a dreamer, and we sat there and we're like, what if we did this? And what if we did this? And coming up with, it's Bill's idea, but when he included me in it, we spent a couple weeks shaping it. And in all of that shaping and dreaming, it never occurred to me that I would come out with a good morning, let's fucking go tweet and be punched in the mouth by tens of thousands of people. I have a Twitter following of a couple 100,000 people. And I'm like, oh, great. I'm going to tell my 300 some odd thousand people that I'm doing this thing. People like me in general. And we're going to we're going to build a crazy community overnight. It's going to be amazing. And when I dropped my first tweet, I just got the amount of vitriol I got back from my Twitter following, which isn't NFT based and isn't crypto based, was horrible. It was really bad. And I was like, oh God, I'll just try to ignore that. And then a week later, I got an honorary from the Sneaky Vamps. We did a Sneaky Vamp event and they gave me an honorary and I'm like, let's fucking go. And again, the vitriol I got the second time was so bad that my manager called me and my day job is acting. He's like, hey, you may want to take that down. It's getting worse. It's not getting better. And so for me and for Bill, we had to sort of configure our approach to how we were going to build a community. First of all, we had to consider whether we really wanted to do it, right? There was a moment where I was like, oh my God, I should get out of this because this doesn't feel good. And I don't like being hated and people are saying horrible things. And maybe this is a mistake. 38 people joined our Discord on the first day. And I'm like, oh, I've listened to Bill and Bill's a dreamer too. And maybe two dreamers shouldn't be building things together.
Yeah, I literally was worried that I tanked his career because I was copied on all of the tweets.
I did that years ago. Don't worry.
But yeah, it was a scary moment just to see all those negative tweets coming. Because again, I've been in the crypto NFT Twitter for so long. It's a nice safe space, but it's such a small corner of Twitter that I forgot about all just the venom that was out there and the hate that came in off of that was very kind of blindsiding, to say the least.
And it was hard. And so look, so what does that mean? So that means that we've gone to this. We've gone to spaces. We've gone to other communities. We're doing things with CryptoDAZ. We're doing things with Dogepound after this. We're doing SVS and Alpha Girls and Legendary. We're just going to other communities and saying, hey, let's find something to do together. Let's bring our communities together. And spaces like this, my ask is that there's a bunch of people here today that may have never heard of us before. And if we're sparking something in you and you're like, oh, this is cool. Our success depends on the word of mouth of people in spaces like this that go out and be like, hey, you should check this out. You should jump into our Discord. You should hang out. And if you like us, then tell people because that's how we're going to make it. And I like it. I'm super into it. I was watching curling last night. The U.S. men's team was in the bronze competition and I was up way too late and I had a nice, delicious vodka. And I sat there watching curling and listening to a spaces where they were talking about influencers and the world of influencers. And we just haven't gone that way. We're building from our community out.
Yeah, I love it. And I know I keep saying it over and over, but I've witnessed you guys build it from the ground up and it's refreshing. I think everybody on this call is noticing the direction that things are going with, influencers, especially undocs. And that's why I asked you guys about the challenges because it's you got punched in the mouth, but you're still here. You're still doing it. It's just another honest signal of intent and what you want to deliver. It's just hopefully everybody on here is just really recognizing it. Hey, this is the real deal. Matthew, I know when we did the interview, man, you talked about how your mods and, you talked more about how the mods and the people in the Discord helped you guys establish sort of just this little presence, and you keep doing it, which is so exciting. And what I'm hoping we can talk about next a little bit, because we are going to save some time for Q&A at the end.
Great.
Maybe Bill, like we can start with you and then go to you, Matt. It's like, how did you guys get your start in Hollywood? I know you said your parents weren't in the industry, like just a little high level there, so people can understand the experience you're coming from, because I think that defines what you're trying to bring to people who are holding your project.
Absolutely, yeah. So I started, making movies with my friends just for like school projects on like an old VHS camcorder, editing with 2 VCRs and stuff. And then as we got older, and everyone's like, "Oh, where are you guys going to college? What are you going to do?" And I'm like, "I'm going to do film." And everyone was kind of just laughing, like that's not a real job, like where I'm from. Like people don't expect you to be thinking about getting into that. But so I took whatever opportunity I could. And at the time in high school, the only thing I could think to do was become a movie extra, because there was a couple movies coming through Chicago. So yeah, I did that, started as an extra, and then, got the bug there. I mean, we're supposed to be on camera as extras, but I was always kind of like sneaking off to like be behind the camera and listen to the camera crew talking and kind of seeing how all the gear worked and everything. And I almost got like kind of bummed when they would pull me and be like, "Hey, come be in the scene." I'm like, "Oh, but I'm learning so much right now." But yeah, so then after that, got the bug, went to film school, continued working on films there, got an internship on a film, working in the production office. Then they moved me to a set position. Then eventually I moved to Los Angeles and started working wherever I could, just making connections through friends, like started working on really bad reality TV shows. Here's a great example of how you never know where a job's going to go. My friend's roommate was like an AD on a terrible reality show who got me on. And then I met a PA on that who brought me on to an NBC show, this like old Jeff Goldblum show that was on. And then the PA and the AD that I met on there then brought me on to Avatar. So if I would have said no to that really shitty reality show job, I would have never been working with James Cameron on set. Like it's just like a weird little like hopscotch kind of thing. So it's like, again, you kind of have to embrace whatever opportunities come to you. And then, yeah, my path led me down to meet Matt on his movie when he was doing Fat Kid Rules the World, and I'd grown up like admiring him. He's one of the people that inspired me to get in this industry. He's such a talented person, and here we are today, like doing our own movie studio.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's 90% of that was true, and then you got to the part where I said I inspired you. Get out of here. We have got to cut that line from your shtick.
I've got a bunch of bootlegged movies I taped off cable of yours that I apologize for, but back in the day,
so
whatever
it's
you had
your fault. I have to
my
sell
fault.
a child on eBay at the end of the week to pay my rent. Yeah, so look, I was a kid. I was an obese teenager with a severe learning disability who transplanted from Detroit to Southern California and was completely lost and found acting. Right when everyone else in this chat was good at something else, whether you're an athlete, you were great at math, I sucked at everything else except for acting. And even then, I wasn't great, but I was the only thing that an adult ever said to me, "Hey, you're pretty good." And that pretty good was like, I got so much joy out of it that I just kept going and kept going and kept going. And my career has been based on, look, I started my own theater company when I was 19 years old. I produced my own theater for a year and a half with my best friend. I went to New York when I was 21. My third audition was a movie called Serial Mom, and I walked into my waiting job and I quit and started acting. And I say all the time, if I wasn't in film and television, I'd be doing like a Renaissance fair in Texas somewhere, because this is what I was born to do, or I'd be teaching acting. It's one of the two. And so I'm one of those lucky people in the world that continues to live their dream. But at my age, I'm 52 years old. My whole thing is like, I get more of a kick out of teaching people how to survive in this industry. I love teaching the craft of acting. And that's sort of where I get joy these days. It's not the parts I get. I mean, I was just on Good Girls for a couple of years, and it was a great ride, but I have more fun teaching now than I do anything else. And this has been really exciting. It's been, starting this and having this idea of creating a community, creating a school, creating movies together. That's the best part. It's not the fame. It's not the money. The best part is the journey, and it always is.
Yeah, I love that. And I hope everybody really just that sticks for people, because there's going to be such a learning opportunity here with the night school. And you guys have talked about bringing in, you know, different professionals to speak to holders of your NFT so that, you know, people can learn. You know, one of the other things I was curious about, because I know we talked about this before. I know you can't share too many details, but just as far as the movie making process goes, right? You have your first project lined up, and I was wondering if you could talk a bit at a high level of, you know, the story that you share with me of how that came about. Because I just, what I want people to understand is that, you know, both have experience like making movies, all aspects of it, and there's a script that's you know ready to go. So I was wondering if you could share that story.
Yeah, absolutely. So the film that we're doing, which we haven't announced yet, we're going to announce the film after we mint. It's going to be one of the first things that we do. It's a film that, you know, is
we
trying
can
to get
officially
made.
say it's the first thing we do. That will officially be the first thing we do.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Officially, yeah.
Yeah. And so I like, again, this is like the frustrating part of the film industry is I spent, you know, like we were supposed to go into production. Then the pandemic hit, and we spent probably a year and a half then going back and forth of, can we afford this with all the COVID protocols? Because those protocols are kind of expensive. So when you're doing an indie film, it really eats away at your budget. Whereas, you know, like the bigger tentpole films don't have that issue as much because they just have more money to deal with. And then so there was those issues, and then going back and forth with the investors and the contracts and everything. It just took so long, and then they started changing the contract at the last minute, which was basically screwing over you know, the creative people that were on our team. And so, yeah, we just kind of got to the point where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna walk away from this deal, which is hard to do. I mean, you spend all this time trying to like find money, raise money for a film. That's like, you know, it's making a film is such an incredible feat. The fact that so many films get made is very impressive. And to walk away from like a financed film and walk away with your pride and your creative integrity, it's a hard thing to do, but you have to do it at a certain point. And I've always been thinking about the NFT project. And at that time I was kind of like, okay, well, you know, after this film, I'll do the next one. We'll try to launch this NFT thing. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? Like, there's no time like the present. Like, someone else is going to launch this idea. The space is going to become super oversaturated. Let's be the trailblazers that are the first ones to do like a decentralized movie studio. And we have a project that's ready to go. We'd already been doing pre-production on it. We had like, you know, crew members that we were talking to and all that stuff. So yeah, just kind of when I went to Matt, I was like, hey, we have this NFT project idea. Here's a film that's ready to go. He was already familiar with the script and read it. And so, yeah, it was kind of like a no-brainer just to pull the trigger and just do this now. You know, the time is right, and I feel like this stuff is going to be huge. NFTs aren't going anywhere. The blockchain isn't going anywhere. So yeah, we just that's where we got to right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all you get. Again, like, you're not two guys off the street. You got the experience, but it's tangible. Like you have a project ready. You've got the script ready, which I think should be exciting for anybody considering the project. And I'm curious, as you guys hatch the idea, did you talk to people like in the industry about what you were doing? And I'm just curious what some of the reactions were when you shared that with them.
With the NFT world or with Hollywood?
Yeah, with the NFT world, yeah. Or I'm sorry, sharing the NFT idea with
Hollywood. Yeah, it's so funny. I told this story once, twice now, but you know, I had this big sort of, I know it sounds cliche, but Hollywood lunch, and there was like a bunch of people, and it was fun. It's been a while since I've been out, and I sat down. I got there early. I'm always there early, and somebody was like, "Hey, what's going on? What are you doing?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm launching this NFT based a movie studio. Like, we're gonna like sell, all the money goes back to community wallet. We're gonna make movies." And he sort of glazed over. It was like, "Oh, cool. Hey, how about the Rams? The Super Bowl was crazy, huh?" Like, zero sort of ability to process what I was doing, and was like uninterested in any way, shape, or form. Even though you're in the middle of it, we believe we're breaking new ground. We know that this is coming, right? Part of our whole thing is that, look, we're the first in, but there will be other people. People will stand on our shoulders and do it better and do it differently. And this is the future. So we're clear about that. So our intention is to be the best base of that pyramid as possible, right? We're going to try to do it as well as we can. It's one of the reasons why we're doxxed. I mean, our integrity's on the line. And so hopefully we're setting an example for the next people to come along that do it like we do it, right? Because this is how we think this should be built. So the interesting thing is, and then so the counterpoint of the guy kind of glazing over was that Bill and I spent an hour and a half with a very, very famous actress who is a friend of Bill's, like, hey, I want to understand more about NFTs. And she is completely like engaged in them. So look, it's just where you are when you catch the light, right? I mean, I remember the first time somebody ever told me about blockchain, and like in the next 5 years, it will be as prevalent as the internet. And I was like, ding, I'll never forget that moment. I remember where I was. I remember all of a sudden waking up to something I never even could comprehend before that. And I think the same thing's happening with NFTs. It's just it's either going to be via Tom Brady or Coinbase, or something is going to pull somebody in, and they'll never see the world the same way again, I think.
Totally.
Yeah, and it is crazy how like the sentiment has changed, because again, when we first started talking about this, only end of December, beginning of January, to people in the industry, they all kind of like Matt would say, they would glaze over or just kind of, oh yeah, like that sounds cool. That's cute. You have a little project, and kind of like change the subject. But the longer we go on, like I'm getting more and more texts and emails from people who heard about the project or are asking about this, because they're seeing that we're kind of kind of like blazing the trail on this and asking us for advice and questions and to explain it to them. So I feel like it's starting to sort of seep into that. And then there's other, things I keep getting emails for, like Walking Dead is doing an NFT, and, The Matrix did one, all these different things. So you're starting to see it kind of permeate into, the movie industry. It's just a matter of like, will people do it the right way and understand like what people that are buying NFTs actually want, and like adding utility to it versus just trying to sell a collectible to make an extra buck. That's going to be the big hurdle for, I think, a lot of these major companies.
Yeah. And look, and everyone in this space has had that same experience. Every single one of you are on some device somewhere listening to this moment because you're engaged in something it really feels like a brave new world. And it's exciting. And we're trying to learn, and we're trying to build an understanding around something that we think is the future. And so, I don't know, it's there's something very cool about being first to something. I don't know, I feel, and I think you see that in our community builds, right?
Yeah.
Like we'll sit with Sneaky Vamps and they're like, hey, whatever we can, the chain runners have been incredible. They're like, hey, do this and do this and do this, and this is how to protect your money. And this is like they're reaching down and pulling us up with them. And so there's this sense of community, I think, in the NFT space that in this moment is pure and sort of amazing. I know that people are out there rug pulling. I know that people are out there completely screwing people over. I got hacked. I lost everything. That's sort of, I don't consider that the NFT community. Those are people who are duplicitous and shitty.
Right.
But the community itself feels pretty extraordinary to me, and at least in my little bubble of Discord and Midnite Movie Club and these moments.
Yeah. No, I mean, totally. And what I love about this too is you guys, you are working with Latency Labs. Like, you are talking to people in the space to make sure that this is executed properly. And it's so great. And this project, in my opinion, it's one of them out there that when this is a win, it's a win for everybody in the space, because so many people still don't understand NFTs. And I'm excited, 5 years down the line, when someone who is in this community, who bought a token and participated and gets some chances, has a success story from that. And I know Matthew and Bill, like, I'm sure that would make you guys so proud. And, I think with them on top of that, just making good movies and having fun along the way.
Dude, our fantasy is that the writer, producer, director, actors, the sound, the costume, all comes from our community.
Yeah.
The idea of being able to curate people that are in love. Sorry, I'm eating.
No, you're good, man.
I'm eating in between answers because I'm starving. As I spit it in my own mouth. The idea of like being able to get all these creatives into one space and then be able to make a movie as a community would be ridiculous. That's the fantasy.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's man, it's so much fun. And so, we're coming up on 3:40, and I definitely want to do some Q&A. So, if there's people out there, start thinking of your questions. We can start raising hands. just to do a little recap again, I want to say this again, end of February, early March, Matthew and Bill have been super communicative. That's when the mint, likely will be around $400. midnightmovieclub.com. Go check it out. We've got the article that I wrote linked up here. If you're interested, I would highly encourage you to read the white paper, because again, I'm looking at an article I wrote, and exclusive content from sneak peeks at concept art and storyboard, our audition tapes, AMAs with the cast of the movie, set photos, special features, additional perks. I mean, it's on and on. My favorite part, before I ask my final question, we do the Q&A, is that there's a chance for your name to be featured in the credits if the community votes on it, that's awesome. I want my name in movie credits. But guys, before we do this Q&A process, is there anything that we haven't talked about or I haven't asked you that you wanted to touch on?
No, I feel like you hit a lot of the points. I mean, yeah, like all the stuff that you were just listing of like putting up storyboards and scripts and all that. Like, I mean, the whole idea behind it was just me thinking like, okay, when I was in high school, again, the internet was like sort of new, so finding a few scripts on there, it was doable, but it was nowhere near what it is today. I just wanted to create something where like all those things that I wish I had when I was a high schooler, like to learn how to do film, could be available. So it's like, how do you do a schedule? How do you do a budget? Like, what do script revision drafts look like? Like, how does a script change from what you wrote to like what you filmed to what you edit? Like all those different things. I want to like make sure that are available to people. That's like what sort of is like our mission here, is just to give you a film school, like, by watching us actually make a real movie from beginning to end. And then also, again, like supporting the community. We want to do like, we do these movie nights, but what our also plan is to do movie festivals of our community members, like short films, where we can have people show their films and bring them up on stage. They can talk about it. I think just like anything we can do to give more value to the community is like our major focus.
Yeah, I have nothing else. I was just looking at all the profile pictures.
There you go.
I want to hear about other people's communities. Yeah.
I love it, man. So first, real quick, we do have a POAP for today. So I want to get Brandon Shammy up here to help give that out. So let me figure that out. But as people, think of some questions to ask these guys. This is a really cool. Oh.
Hello.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go. We got you.
We're up here.
Brandon.
Thanks for this. The space has been very entertaining. I love the energy that I'm just getting from everyone here. So it's been exciting to listen thus far.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's been great. POAP, everyone, this space is about Web3 and NFTs. And obviously at every space we have, we like to give out a POAP for those who are attending and tuning in. For those who don't know what POAP is, a POAP stands for Proof of Attendance Protocol. And basically, it's a free NFT minted on the Ethereum blockchain that acts as your proof that you attended the space, and hopefully you took something away from the space as well. Hopefully you learned something either about what's going on with the individuals we have, or just something new, like a new term. With all that being said, for today's POAP, in order to claim, you will need the POAP mobile app, which can be found in the Google Play App Store or also just the Apple App Store. So if you don't have the POAP mobile app, I suggest you download it right now. And if you do have the POAP mobile app, I suggest you open it up right now. See how that works? So once you do have it opened up, and hopefully you already have you have an account created and everything like that. So once you have that process already done, on the bottom right, you're going to see something that says Mint Plus. You're going to click on that button, and then a little menu of options will open up. And then you're going to click on Secret Word. And in light of who we are speaking with today, the secret phrase is going to be reflective,
Zoinks!
not Zoinks, reflective
Zoinks!
of Midnite Movie Club, reflective of the name of the project. So today's secret word is going to be all caps, and then there'll be a number following afterwards. And the number, you'll use your number keys. You're not going to be spelling out the number. So in all caps and no spaces, it's going to be Team No Sleep 137. And Team No Sleep because Midnite Movie Club, no one goes to sleep. Constantly up, constantly making movies, making edits, changing.
That's a lie. I sleep all the time.
But in spirit of the name, of course, get your sleep, please. But
No.
I wish it was just Zoinks.
Yeah,
Zoinks would've been cool.
Zoinks would have been way better, bro.
next time.
Next time you need to consult.
I love it.
That's funny.
But that is
That's
I'm gonna
awesome.
repeat it again so those maybe didn't hear who are all the way in the back.
Zoinks!
It is not Zoinks.
Zoinks!
How would you spell that? Z
You're ruining everything.
ZOOINK. But it will be in all caps, and people are claiming it, so it looks like I spoke pretty clearly. It's going to be all caps, Team No Sleep 137. Apologies, there's no Zoinks. There's no Zoinks, but that's the energy we're feeling here today.
Damn it.
Sorry about that.
Almost.
Sorry.
All right, so I've got 3 requests. So I'm gonna bring some of these people up so that it's now I'm getting the host is having connections. So let me bring OGSVS Vamp up here. And he's connecting or she's connecting.
OG's our community manager, by the way, is one of them.
Love it. What do we got? What's
He's our
question?
What's going on,
Yeah.
guys? What's up? I just wanted to pop in
Hey,
and say, hey, it's Friday.
Hey, bud.
TGIF, let's go.
Let's
Woo,
up and go.
Can't wait. I just wanted to say I'm really hyped up for the movie night tonight at 5 o'clock in about an hour. In our Discord, we're watching Scooby-Doo with the man himself. So just want everyone to make sure they pop in and join us. It's going to be great.
Yeah. I mean, here's our thing. Thank you, by the way. OG is the best. OG's the moving mountains to help us grow community. Like our whole thing is, so the first week that we jumped in, if you're saying you're going to provide utility, you better start providing utility pretty quickly. So we did like a movie night. So we watched Scream, and I sort of did like a behind. I just talked the whole time, and Bill and I engaged, and I told stories, and it was kind of like behind the music, but with movies. And so yeah, so we're Doge Pound is an NFT group. They're awesome, and they're being super supportive. And so we're gonna host Scooby-Doo #1 in our Discord tonight. And
Sorry about that, y'all. We got a little rug. Got a little rug action there.
we should play the music again. Yeah, get him back. Yeah. Boom. We gotta get John back up. John's listening.
Should we play rock, paper, scissors in the meantime?
Ooh, we gotta play the showdown.
I gotta redeem my. Even though it looks like my rock got replaced with a little heart now, so I think it's heart, paper, scissors.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
Well, look,
I missed the 100.
I think we got John back.
yeah, we're here. Look,
Welcome back.
We talked earlier, everybody. When you're in NFTs, you get punched in the mouth. So we got a little little jab there, but we are back. So we were just talking
We won't
about,
be silenced.
Yeah, we will not be silenced. Twitter rugs us, and then that happens a lot. But we were just talking about how tonight in the Midnight Movie Discord,
I can't believe so many people came back.
I love it.
I know.
Let's just take a second to say thank you for coming back, for God's sake.
Yes.
I would have been like, this is a sign. I got other shit to do.
Real quick, for those of you that did come back, I just launched the whitelist giveaway in our Discord for the Twitter Spaces. So hop in there. It's just a React giveaway.
Woo.
It's in the giveaway channel. Check
Look
it
at
out.
that.
Yeah.
Just dropping whitelist.
Yeah, for all those people who came back.
That's an alpha right there.
For the people.
Yeah. You come back, you get whitelisted.
There you
That's how
go.
you do it.
Yeah, I love that. I love the cheers. So yeah, get in that Discord, get that whitelist. Also, we were just talking about how tonight is movie night, 5 p.m. EST. They're going to be watching Scooby-Doo. Matthew's going to be doing some behind-the-scenes talk that sounds like an awesome time. But we do have a few minutes for other questions. I know people are up here before. I don't see them. So if you have any questions, just a reminder, Midnight Movie Club, making movies with an NFT community, allowing participation and unprecedented access to the filmmaking process. So, jump up here if you got any questions.
John, if people don't know about what you do in your space, the 137, is it 137?
Yep.
Can you give a quick sort of introduction as to what you do and how you got into NFTs?
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. So I got into NFTs last summer. I had quit my full-time job, started a business in something totally separate, but I just kept getting pulled back in. I started with curio cards. I met people in the community, and I'm like, I love this, and I'm a decent writer. So I started my own blog, startwithnfts.com, and started doing project breakdowns, and Gary V retweeted a few of my articles, and Tyler from 137PM was gracious enough to say, hey, we would love to have you do some profiles in the NFT space for 137PM. And they offered to let me co-host this event. So I technically don't work for them. I'm just a freelancer, but I love the mission of just spreading positivity. And my whole goal is to use the skill set that I have in this new industry to help shine a light on people who are doing quality work. And I take a lot of pride in it. Matthew was one of my favorite actors growing up. So I'm like, this is really cool. I get to interview these guys and share those stories. So that's my stick, is like, I just want to help. I'm not going to start an NFT project. That's just not my skill set, but I just want to help, bring quality stories to help people who are on this call just find good projects that they're going to be happy with and something that they can connect with. So that's kind of...
These rugs, man.
I know, they're killing us. Sorry.
Oh God. You want to get the rest of the crew?
Yep. I sent them the link. So they should be joining in a minute. And thank you everybody who's coming back in for the third time.
Definitely won't be as big of a live audience, but that's okay.
Oh, for sure. Well, everybody who's here, like you'll get a chance to ask some questions.
And you might even get a surprise. You might even get a little surprise. I don't know. We'll see.
There we go.
That's the first time it's fully looped, I think. Damn. Okay.
Yeah, I sent a follow-up to get Matthew and Bill back in here. I see them chatting in the Discord group, so I'll put them in here.
Make sure to toss the link in their Discord too.
Yep.
Shout out to Will Z in the audience for making this beat. Super underrated.
All right, they got the link. They just sent it, so they should be here in a minute.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Today's the day of the rug, huh?
Today is the day of the rug. I know I see Bill, so we got Bill back in here. And I have a cool little update to something I was seeing that was going on.
Love it. While we're waiting, if you have any questions, please raise your hand. All right, we'll invite you to speak here. What up?
There we go.
I cannot
Bill.
believe anyone showed back up again. This time they just came because they think they're now getting a full NFT.
Are they getting a gift? Is there a surprise here now that it's been dragged out so many times?
I can't imagine anyone actually has a question at this point. They're just trying to find out if we survived to the sequel.
Maybe the question is, are you guys crazy? Or
right?
That's the question.
Yeah. Wait, can I just say real quick? So during that, so this is like the first time I'm co-hosting, and so I'm freaking out. I'm like, I've got Matthew Lillard, I got Bill on here. I'm looking in the Discord, and I'm seeing Matt engaging with people in Discord in just the sweetest way. So I hope everyone who's coming back, like I'm saying it again, that was his reaction, was to go interact with the community. Same for Bill. So I just need to get Bill up here. Bill, I'm inviting you to speak. We've got some Q&A that we're going to do. So if you have a question that you want to ask Matthew or Bill, please raise your hand. Oh, we got a request. So there we go. Well, that's Midnite Movie Club
All right,
requesting.
it's working. Cool.
There we go, Bill. Welcome back. Look at this audience. Thank you all so much.
The dedication is real. I love it.
It's great. We're rolling with the punches. So, okay, people.
There may be people, by the way, who have no idea what we're talking about. They could have just been like, "Oh, look at his faces."
Yeah, so I'll do another little.
So
recap
my name's Matthew Lillard. I'm an Aquarius. No, sorry.
And what's the best part about this whole thing is that this is recorded as a podcast. So like, you're just gonna see the progression of like each time where it's like rug, like right in the middle.
And then I get better every time at reintroducing this. So for everybody, if you're new and you don't have the context, we've been talking to Matthew Lillard and Bill Wordy about their NFT project, Midnite Movie Club, which, you know, is the first decentralized movie studio with the goal of letting people go from passive movie viewers to participating in the filmmaking process. Matthew has been in amazing movies like Scream, Scooby-Doo, Summer Catch. Bill has a phenomenal short film called Prey, which I really hope everybody, less than 5 minutes. It's amazing. So we're talking about their project that is minting toward the end of February, early March for about $400. That gives everybody on this, you know, whoever buys that NFT gets a chance to participate in the filmmaking process. And we're doing Q&A. So let me see. We got a request here. All right. So Knack, we got you coming up. We're just connecting. There we go, Knack. All right, ask away, my friend.
Hello, excited.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Thank you for having me. Just wanted to say, really digging what y'all are doing. Maybe could you expand a little bit on the how we as community members and or individuals would actually be able to participate? Kind of what that looks like. Maybe a little bit of that process.
Yeah, so I'll jump in. So the idea is this. So we're making 3 films, right? So with our initial mint, our goal is to make 3 films. It all depends on Ethereum, where that goes. But the idea is that each film, the creative team will make series of choices all the way through, right? They'll say like, here is our lead actress. She's going to spend 70% of the movie in this outfit. Right. And that director and the star of the movie, the female star of the movie will go, okay, we like these 3 options. We'll then take those 3 options and we'll bring them back to the community and the DAO will vote. So those sort of like simple creative choices are throughout the entire filmmaking process. Then on a grander scale, like the second movie we do, we will have the producer, or we'll have the director come in, the writer come in. They'll pitch their project. Like say we'll have like 5 projects, right? All 5 projects, Bill and I will have said, yes, we're interested in making this movie. We like this movie. We think it's viable. We think it speaks to our brand. These 5 movies are fantastic. We also like these 5 directors. We're then going to take them and put them through sort of the community screening process. There'll be some variation of, they'll present pages, they'll present a lookbook, they'll present previous work. They'll do an AMA with the community. And at the end of that, again, the DAO will vote and whichever movie that community picks will make that movie. And then again, all the way through the movie making process, we will include the community as much as possible in the creative process and then also have insight from beginning, middle, and end to the entire creative process. We're looking at dailies. We're looking at behind the scenes. At the end of the first movie, we have plans of showing everyone the budget. Here's the budget. Here's what everything costs. Here's like the big price. Here's where we made mistakes. Here's where we think we made a great value choice, so that people will be intimately involved in the movie making process, and then also the sort of creative process and making choices as you go through. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds really awesome. Follow up: are we strictly focusing on movies, or would, say, stand-up comics be able to come over and pitch, say, there's a special of sorts, and kind of go down that road at all?
I'm just gonna say that's not in our plan.
That makes sense. Total sense.
Yeah. We're kind of like just focusing on movies, staying away from, like comedy specials or TV pilots, like that sort of thing, where hopefully someone starts a DAO and an NFT project for that. That'd be awesome. And we hope that we inspire other people in the entertainment industry to launch their own projects. Because the more stuff in the space, the better. But yeah, we don't have any intentions that we're just focusing on like genre movies at the moment.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Awesome.
thanks for your question, man.
Yeah. All right.
Are you a
Anybody
comedian?
else?
Wait, are you a comedian? Do you want to like pitch your?
No.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of stand-up. I like to think I live and breathe stand-up comedy.
Okay.
I've been to at least one show a month this past year and a half.
Wow.
So
Nice.
I really like it. So
Okay.
it was just just a question.
What's
Okay.
your?
I was gonna say you should promote yourself if you were.
Yeah. What's your question? So let me ask you a question. What's your sneaky comedian that you're like, dude, this person, this man or woman is going to blow up, and you just haven't heard of him yet? Who's that person?
Dan Cummings, I think, is kind of underrated. He's been focusing a lot on his podcasts, which are phenomenal. But through COVID, everything kind of reprioritized. But he balances the edge between dark humor and common sense,
Nice.
and he gets me rolling all the time. Michelle Wolf, if unfortunately you can kind of get past her voice, she is a little bit shrill. She talks about it phenomenally in a great bit. But great joke writer as well. And Eliza Schlesinger. Those are three of my favorites.
Nice. Thank you for sharing that. We are all better for your sharing. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for coming up. Tim, you're up next, my friend.
Cool. Thanks for having me, guys. First, I want to say, Matthew, a huge fan, longtime fan.
Thanks, bro. Man.
The Curve and the SLC Punk is what made me want to go to film school, man.
Right
that shit
on.
ruled.
Thanks.
And one more compliment for you. Your work in Twin Peaks, dude, blew me I don't know if I can cuss, but blew me away, man. So good.
Yeah.
I've always been like, yo, Matthew Lillard, that's the dude. He can do it. And like you in Twin Peaks, man, just blew me away. And all of my, artsy film buddies were like, whoa, yeah, I got to check out this guy's work. Anyway.
Thanks, dude. Well, listen, I want you to know that you're moving on. I just want you to hear this. Like, I'm unemployed. I'm unemployed for 10 months and I get offers all the time to do shit. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I want to do that crappy show. And so every now and then you need to remember like your value as an artist. So I want you to know something that means a lot to me. So thanks for sharing.
Yeah, of course, man. The idea of sort of like democratizing film itself sounds really cool. I was wondering if you could just talk a bit more about like what you guys have in mind for like the genre specifics, like or like what sort of like scope will these movies take? Like, will there be room for more artsy shit like Twin Peaks stuff, or what are you guys thinking there?
I think we're mostly we're focused on trying to make, just fun entertaining movies again. I'm sure there's some room for artistic stuff within there, but we're not trying to make like the A24 horror movies.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we're trying to just do almost throwing it back to like Canon or Vestron, like from the 80s, where it was just like really fun stuff that like kind of, almost becomes like cult classics. I think that's the idea behind it, is just to kind of harken back to ones where you just leave and you're entertained at the end of the day.
Yeah, but that said, I mean, I do think that I think that at the end of the day, the community votes, right? So if we end up
absolutely.
we end up. I mean, look, I think that we have to curate people that we believe that can deliver a movie, right? So our job is going to go out. Well, we're gonna read everything. We're going to meet everyone. We're going to vet people out. We're going to vet projects out. We have to make sure we're still independent movies. It's not like we're minting a gazillion dollars for a community wallet, right? So they're very indie movies. And so the world of indies, you have to be smart, creative. You can't like miss days. Like there's a lot of things that go into delivering an independent film. So we have to go out and curate what we think the people are, those men and women that can deliver. And so we'll bring those 5 scripts and that they'll live sort of in these genre spaces, and then the community will vote. So look, at the end of the day, if we bring in somebody that has sort of like a more noir take, or somebody has like, you know, a thriller versus a science fiction movie, like, you know, sci-fi movie, like the community is going to choose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Sounds awesome, guys.
Yeah. Are you filmmaking still?
Yeah, I'm in, well, not film, but I'm in like digital media stuff now.
Nice. Do you have a movie you want to make?
Nope. Just sort of a fan.
Well, dude, we need your skills, so come into the Discord. By the way, the other thing I should mention is that no matter what, our Discord will be open. Our community will be open. So we'll have things behind the NFT, you know, behind the NFT protected space, like Night School's NFT protected, but our community itself will be open. So come join.
Killer. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, all our general channels will always remain public.
That's awesome. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, guys. All right. Anybody else have any questions for these two? We still have 73 people. I appreciate everybody coming back in here. All right. We got Charles. Let me just do this here.
Don't be
Charles,
shy. We don't bite usually.
We made it this far. I feel like
yeah, I know,
we're the Jonger party. We made it over the hill. Like, we made it over the mountain.
War story.
This has been a battle this entire time, but it's been wonderful to experience it with great spirits like yours, for real.
Yeah, hey,
Charles, you're up.
Yeah. Oh, sorry to interrupt, man. You guys just made my effing day. I'm on my lunch break, and
nice.
Yeah, I didn't even know this whole thing existed. Although I've been following Matthew for a while, and Midnite Movies, I've seen you on my Twitter a few times. But anyway, I'll speed it up.
Nice.
Matthew, I love all the stuff that you're doing with D&D. I'm a huge D&D fan.
Oh, thanks, brother.
I'm watching
Thank you
so Machina like right now on my lunch break. Fantastic.
You have a good job. Your lunch break's awesome.
You're telling me. Yeah, I'm a little high too, and I'm really nervous because Matthew Lillard, man, I've been just a fan. So anyway, I'll cut to it. This clarity.
I hope you're not operating heavy machinery in your job.
No.
You're like
no.
high as a kite.
I'm a computer
at work.
Computer technician.
Okay. Well, then you're fine being stoned. That's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, the clarity that you guys seem to be offering with this whole process is just awesome. I live in Washington. I've been wanting to write movies my entire life. I've got a few ideas, but I just never felt like I had the means or the knowledge to go out and do it. Never had the means to go to film school, just financially. And I got to tell you, this is rejuvenating. I am so excited for this project and can't wait to just sort of be on the sidelines the whole time, doing what I can. I guess my only question was, it sounds like from what you guys kind of want to do, there's a flick on Amazon called Vicious Fun, which is a little grindhousey. I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, or if you guys are into that grindhouse stuff, but holy shit, man. I think there's totally a market for fun horror that's just not being met right now. And indie fun horror is the way to go. What you guys are doing is great.
Excellent. Well, I'm putting that on my list for sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you for saying that. Here's the thing. The idea, like the person in Washington who has the idea for a movie and is like, dude, if we start a writing group and we're going to take somebody who's like a teacher who teaches writing film scripts, and he says, every week I'm going to get together at Tuesday at blah, blah, blah time. We'll record it. And leads a generation project where people write the outline, of their movie. Would you be interested in doing that?
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, I would be on this every day, all day, watching you guys. Now that I know this exists, this is great.
Yeah. so the idea is like, can we facilitate people living through that and taking their script to the first level? That's not to say that we're gonna go make everyone's script. We're not idiots. We're not saying like everyone's gonna be this next the incredible filmmaker, but the idea of like you being in that class, then you're surrounded by the people in the community that are doing the same thing you are, and then you become friends, and then your life just gets better because you have fellowship. Because at the end of the day, like all of us are stuck on these Twitter feeds, these Instagram feeds, and it's a one-way transaction. I show you a picture, I get a like, that's it. But in this Discord space, there's connection, and that connection is the thing that we think sort of elevates, I don't know, it just makes life better.
Yeah, man. I donated to the Veronica Mars Kickstarter back in the day, and the
I worked on that movie, actually.
Did you? That's awesome. Yeah, I was a backer. Yeah,
nice.
I got the poster behind me on my wall. Anyway.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that feeling of being involved, really, there's something that you can't really explain, and what you guys are doing is incredible. I'll shut up, Matthew. Scream is like the Matrix of horror. It's fantastic. You're a great guy.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
And stay in the community, because you said you're in Washington. That's one of the areas where we're considering filming. So if we do end up filming in Washington, we're going to be looking for local people if you want an opportunity to work on set. So stick around the Discord.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Charles. Charles, you made my day. I wanted one person to connect to this project and find opportunity, and you've done it. So that like, I'm so grateful that you joined. So we've got time for one more question if we get anybody that wants to jump up here. So we'll give a minute or two.
Well, as we're waiting for that, I just want to say, look, thank you for everyone coming back for the 19th time to hear us close this out. My closing thing is, you are the reach that we have because we're not out buying a bunch of people influencing. So I don't know. I mean, my whole thing is like you only get what you ask for. And so our hope is that if you hear us and you're turned on and you think it's exciting and you think we have a message that's worth hearing, tell people, because that's how we make it. And everything's picking up momentum. Like things are going incredibly well. But come get in our Discord, hang out. And if you are into it, tell people, because we need people to buy a $400 NFT.
Yeah, and John, I want to say thank you again to you and 137 for hosting this. This has been amazing. It's really appreciate you guys giving us the opportunity to get up here and talk. I actually have a question. Where did you guys get the name 137? What's that in reference to?
That is a fantastic question. I'm pretty sure there's if you Google, there's some sort of. My understanding of it is it's the essence of spontaneity and curiosity. It's just a random time of the day that reflects curiosity.
We just missed it. We
it.
just missed 137 on the West Coast.
Oh man!
Damn it!
We were too
busy.
We were too busy being spontaneous. That's why.
Ruined everything.
Oh man. Well, all right, we got our final question. So Austin, you're gonna take us out, my friend. What do you got?
Bring us home, Austin.
You're right, guys. So basically, I'm just downloading this Discord right now because this has just popped up on my Twitter because I follow Matthew. So with this thing, is it you purchase the NFT and then you have an input into what is it projects you guys are putting out, or how does it work with that?
Yeah. So it'll be projects that the Midnite Movie Club project is making as films. So the community members will vote on the films that we make.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, I was just wondering because it just popped up on my thing, and that's something that seems I'm quite interested in. So
yeah, check out the website, read the white papers. It explains everything in detail.
And we're gonna watch Scooby-Doo, and you can get high and watch Scooby-Doo with us.
Funnily enough, I'm just like smoking a spliff right now, isn't it? Because
I know, I can tell.
But
I'm gonna guess.
Nah, this is crazy right now because I'm literally sat with a spliff talking to fucking Stu from Scream.
I know, it's weird, bro. Listen, there's no doubt that this is an element of our NFT journey. We get a lot of people that are just excited about me.
Yeah.
I want you to know there are way more people in the world to be excited about than me. But
yeah, well, no, what's it called?
yeah.
I'm a massive fan, man. I've been a fan of Scream. I've been a fan of Scooby. I didn't even know you played Scooby Doo when I watched Scream for the first time, and then I was like, "Is that fucking Shaggy?" Like, oh my god.
I know. It's weird. I know. Thank you for sharing, everyone, today.
No, but what's
what
it
it's
called?
like to be Matthew Lillard
I'm just
in a weird way.
downloading Discord now, and I'm gonna get it all set up and get involved, man.
Sweet as mate.
All right.
Hey, who do you support?
Who do I support?
Yeah.
As in
football.
Oh, what's it called? I'm from Northampton, innit? It's a little town in England. So.
Yeah. So who do you support?
Yeah, I follow Northampton.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Hey, you left my mic on. Seahawks all day, baby. Seahawks.
Come on.
Oh, you're on about American football. I'm on about what you.
No, I was talking about English football.
I was talking about proper.
Most of you guys called it
proper football.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Nice meeting you, bro.
Nah, sound. You too, man. You too.
Sweet as.
All right, sound. Nice
yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Awesome. Well, thank you everybody who asked questions. Thank you to Matthew. Thank you to Bill. To 1:37 p.m. This was a phenomenal space. Remember, 5 p.m. Midnight Movie Club Discord watching Scooby-Doo. 137pm.com for the interview that I did with Matthew and Bill on the project. Look, my DMs are open if you have any questions because I spent time with these guys. Please ask. But again, thank you so much to everybody who joined 5,677 times.
Yeah, much love. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you
John.
guys.
Appreciate
thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Enjoy your weekend.